Alright, so just opened. We are on December contract. That was a sharp move up right here. Let's see if we get a, right after open. I like this, taking out that low. I'm going to see if we get enough room here for a short if it comes back up in there. Give me some room here, down there. I don't hate that at all. Let's see what we're working with and see if we can get a little bit of a run back up there. Let's go a little bit higher. I might just take it right there too. I feel the ES is going to be a heavier. We did take out those relative equal highs. Those are still kind of in play. And Q. See, the only thing with my mindset is I'm thinking that's going to run away from me. We're only 3 minutes after opening bell. I'll try and give Q a run if it can get me somewhere in the vicinity. Take that. Let's figure out where my stops need to be. Definitely want it to be up further. We're going to start. This might be the ultimate one, but what we're going to do is we are going to put here, we're going to get ready to take. As we get down, maybe to, sometimes I just like to secure some things if I'm not overly certain. I do feel this is a good target. This is another target south down here. We're so close to right after open. We still may get more of a run back up, and that's kind of what I want to look at right here. I really like to ACES bump back up into there, and I'll take that one down. Let's see what's going on here. So I'm trying to give myself some buffer above these highs. It's 13. I actually probably want to go 26. Yeah, we got 23 handles above that. I like to go 17 to 21 handles. I like wider stops in some of these areas. And I'm one that wants to take profit pretty much as soon as I can with one contract and then bring it down and minimize risk because I'm a very short-term trader. One thing I always don't like the first 15 minutes of open if I get into trade early like I did here is still a lot of stuff going on that can run one way or another. I don't have any big news events at 10. But once again, if we get ES to run back up into here, I would be looking for something there as well. And let's see if we want to come down here and play a little bit of ball. Let's put a buy limit down there. You know, sometimes at open I expect a little more strong price action, and once again, price has been going up all week. Not saying that it won't go up anymore. Don't love the fact that it hasn't explored down here yet within that time. If it runs back up in here, this little 1 minute volume imbalance could potentially take another one if I feel if I'm confident it's going to go down. We do have a tiny breaker, boom, high. We've got a low, higher high. So technically, this area breaker has some of my interest. Let's see if we can send it back down here. ES just seems a bit heavier. I don't like my risk to reward right now. On ES, looking to see if NQ wants to start firing down. Good news is we're in the 1 minute, at least we're wicking up into there. I don't have a ton of candles. Here we go. Let's see if you can give me my first target. Get a little bit of something in the books. Don't like how this is meandering around. I think if we can get another run, not even that far down, I may take one off of this one just for the heck of it. Keep coming. It's a lot of stuff going on in here, and we've got another. This is probably going to hold price up a little bit for me. Come on. I knew that would cause some reaction to it. Nice and easy. Let's see if we can keep going our way here. Yeah, I'm not loving how long this is taking. Because we're getting to that 15-minute mark where a lot of times it can turn for what I would say is the real move. It's just not wanting to go down there yet. Got to try and be patient too. Because I feel my entries aren't that great with my time, and I do try and leave a lot of buffer, I do feel confident usually in where this stuff is going. Buffer and my stop loss, I mean. So part of me feels I just want to get rid of this. And if it comes back down there close to it, I just may take one off there. Move the stop down to something in profit to cover commission costs. Is what we're doing right here is we just hit an order block. And that's one thing I've learned too, where within 10 minutes of open, if I take something within that first 5 minutes, you usually need to be getting out by that first 10 or 15 minutes because it may run back on me. I still feel confident in the overall direction that we're going here. Hoping I left enough buffer room up top. Should have taken something for profit off now that I look at it, but we'll see what we're working with. So now I'm going to take here. I got up into the area that I want. 19, 20, 21, 22. Probably need to be in that vicinity. And then my overall target probably would be down there. I don't like the relative equal lows, but I do like the fact that we didn't take it. We got close, which means it may not even have enough juice to get back up there, which means we may start getting heavy again. I do like the look. I don't like because we have two other highs up here, but it's not always maybe going to go that far. I did go back up in there halfway, right about, yeah, that's where I wanted to take it. So I'm happy with that entry. Granted, I'm going in the right direction, which right now, if I'm being honest, I've got a little bit of doubts on. But NASDAQ can run into some crazy things too. Get this down to one contract. So if I want to take one off, we're leaving somewhat relative equal lows right here, like I said before, even though we're a little bit after open. A smarter thing to do, because I saw it slowing down there. I didn't have a hurry to get down there, and it didn't get down to this target. That I probably should have taken something off within that. Down here would have been smart, because I felt sometimes when I get these small volume imbalances right before a short-term target, it's going to grab that and kick it the other way. Which it did, but we're close to open. Feeling that this may not be the most fluid day, but let's see what we get. What I was hoping was going to be my breaker, we went back above it, but it may reuse it again if we get some type of a move down. Let's take a look at possible other targets if we're going down. Here, I don't hate that. My first one, actually, I'm going to see how that responds, probably would be right there. Alright, so we're starting to get a move somewhere in the right direction here. Maybe we'll put a buy limit right here, because that's the higher of the two lows. For me, right away with days like this, where there's not a ton of news events, honestly, if I can clear a minimum of 75 to 100 with just a couple of micros and get out quick, that is a win. Let's see what we've got. NQ just keeps hanging around in this area. Let's see if we go back and look at the 5 minute. That one's responding nicely. I'm hoping NQ is just a little lazier getting down there. Nice rundown. Went about 50% up into that run of the move. Right there, I took it on that first one, which once again, I'm happy with that entry. Question is, do I want to wait around and meander with it doing all this stuff? Do I take what I got now and get out? And let's see if we want to play ball here. Not quite yet. I do not love the fact that it's just hanging out in that vicinity. Let's just get a gander on the 30-second. Couldn't get back up there. Nice strong move down. We took out that. Swing low on the 30-second, but we're just messing around within this one. And let's see, where is our first presented? Don't have a little one right there. I would probably go more with this one or this one. Alright, let's see if you want to give me another rundown here. Just losing patience on this one a little bit. And I know I need to be more patient. But the fact that it's not doing much is not instilling a ton of confidence in me here. Let's give it a little more time and let's just see. I mean, we had decent runs down with the Dow. Another decent run down with the Russell too. And now it looks like they're on the move back up. I feel the Dow and the Russell don't overly correlate very well with ES and NQ. A few times they do. It's usually nice because you get pretty good confirmation where you're going. Once again, spending a ton of time in here, not going great either one way or the other. Not instilling me with a boatload of confidence. We'll click on the 3 minute here. Fair value gap coming up into. Didn't have a fair value gap here. And now this low. Couldn't get below that one. Let's see what kind of run it wants to go north on. Right or wrong, another reason why I leave a good amount of space for my stops. Once again, what I'm looking at is the high. Like I said, for NASDAQ, I like to keep a good amount of space, 17 to 20 some handles, a buffer. ES, you should keep at least 3, so we're at 4. If I can get it below this and somewhere down here, I may take one off and I may just minimize. And it may not even come back down there because right now we're going north. See what she wants to do. We're getting to the 9:50 macro time. Or if conditions are right, technically you're prone to get a run within that time. I'm optimistic my run won't be north, but we'll wait and see what we've got. Let's get another small breaker here if my bias is right. High, low, higher, high. Pretty decent jump up on NQ on that move right there. I'm hoping, so we took out that high. Now what I look at is, are we going to be able to play ball up here, or are we just taking out that high? Relative equal highs that we're dealing with ES are right here. So that's where don't always want it to see it go up there, but if it does, it does. We hope we have enough buffer and we hope it's turning the other way. So we've got this one. Let's see what kind of reaction it takes. Off of some of those previous highs can be a turning point too. Not feeling overly great right now with it. Where we came from before, at London, we took out some lows, had a nice dive down. Now we're carrying a nice ride up. What I'm looking at is I'm pretty contrarian when it comes to trading. I am hoping that a lot of other traders are thinking we're going long. And I'm hoping I'm giving myself enough room to be short. I do like the fact that it's kind of hanging around in that area right where we took out that high. And not immediately jumping up. I'm hoping maybe we get a reaction back down. And this is another reason too why I usually like to wait till 45 minutes in to see if it's going to be the real move. Alright, so we've got this engineered high right here. See how it responds off of that one. Hindsight's always 20/20, but as this continues to climb up nicely, leaving that open. I don't overly love where I'm sitting here. I do like these relative equal lows. I like everything I've got south. Is it going to go that way? And NASDAQ usually has more extreme runs, obviously, than ES. Well, 30 some handles away from my stop. I should have known too that it gets down this far and wasn't taking out those. That a lot of times can be a sign. That it's just not that heavy. I think now this is close enough. It's gonna bump it. My question is, does it break out and keep going north? Yep. One of the other times I like to trade too is if I feel I'm close enough to a target and I feel like it's going to get there decently aggressively, taking that last little bit. Sometimes it's not panned out for me. The tough thing is always where to put your stop, because they're going to have a good retracement back down before it even gets there. So that hasn't touched that one yet. I would like to see a little bit stronger move coming down. Don't really have any evident, even on the 30-second, swing lows. Swing low right here. 15-second volume imbalance that it may play off of. Let's see what we've got on the... Just want to see here. Our high was 2481575. 24816. So actually this one did swipe it, which I'm not opposed to. Alright, see if we can get a decent run coming down here. Could be going into here, coming back up. I'm looking for a strong move. Do have a swing low here that we just took. That is promising. I want to see how this thing responds to a 1 minute. If we can get below this. Use the bottom of it to push it back down. Wick down in there, not even getting halfway. This may run back up there more. We are getting close to 10 a.m., 30 minutes post-open. Yep, takeaway again for myself is I should have taken something off early on. It was in the first 10 minutes of that 9:30 open. A lot of times there's a fake move in there that right there for that part of the session. That was a move down that did not even touch this. I'm looking back too, if I was on the fence, ES is definitely heavier. Not going up nearly as much. I mean, we have a new high here on NQ. We did not take this high on EQ. One minute wick here. We probably have a halfway point on that. That might get a little sensitive for us. And let's see if it wants to. I feel better if it can close under that, swing low, and once again use this. Do we have a 5 minute fair value gap? Actually, yes we do. And on this one, we've got a couple of them here. And then I also a couple 5-minute volume imbalances that it may, like this one. That it may want to play off of in the midpoint of the 1 minute for value gap. Let's see if we got some steam to get us below here. Definitely getting some play off of that high, that 5 minute. Relative equal lows. I don't hate that if it wants to come back down there and snag those. This would be a nice move to get down below that one and close. Come back up and use either the 5 or the 1 as some type of push off to come down. It would make me feel that I'm in the right vicinity. So ES gave us a little bump down, nothing to close yet. NASDAQ is just not having it right now. Do we have any? No volume imbalances on that one. Definitely is something that could come back up into here too. And I don't think I'm ready for it, but if you wanted to take another one, or if I did, that would, if it went back up there, that would be a good point, or if it bumps off of one of these. I like the fact this one did not clear that one. Another lesson too for me, this is why you wait 10-15 minutes after this thing is opened up to see a little more about what's really going on, because I could have had a better entry knowing that we swiped this one on the 32nd. Is usually what I would look at, probably off of that order block. Would have been a decent entry because I didn't really have a fair value yet to go off of, and I don't know if it's going to run all the way back up there. Starting to get in hopefully positive territory for ES here soon. Hoping NQ has enough gusto to get through this hot mess. Even though I'm in the red, I do like what I'm seeing here. It just never moves as fast as you want it to in your direction, it seems. And once again, what I don't like here is coming off, heading off of here and shooting back up too. However, it may be wanting to go and play in this wheelhouse of this fair value gap right there. I'm half tempted. I'll take one more. I think I got in somewhere within that, within the candle right there. There's my entry down there. Alright, ES looks like it's starting to play ball a little bit. There's another breaker right here. That's my down close. Hoping it respects that and starts to kick it down. Other thing that I got to be considerate of here too is if we are going up, right here is about our midpoint. Yeah, and Fridays without a news event sometimes can get a little bit lethargic. I'm hoping ES is going to lead the way for us here. Just a lot of price action in here. Starting to get a lot in here. ES has been looking a little bit cleaner. Really looking forward to see, this fair value gap. Really hoping limits it from going much higher. I think I'm going to take a look at my target 656. That's about 120 handle move, which is easily doable with an NQ within a session. Usually ES we sit around 20 or 30, 70 to it's 34. So we're within the wheelhouse of what we can see on normal runs without news events. ES for me is, 20 to 30 handles is a good run within a specific session. NQ 80-ish to 120 without a news event. We're just hanging in this fair value gap here. It's wicking up there, but we cannot get anything below that 5 in that 1 minute fair value gap, or at least I feel in the ES we're a hair underneath it. Let's see if this wants to hold her again. Russell had a really nice setup this morning, right at open too. I'm looking at, actually that started to move before open. That would have been a little tough one for me to get in. Don't like to get in before open. Alright, what are we looking like on the 5 minute? We're just right next to each other. Let's see if this 1 minute volume imbalance stays open. Kind of another one right in here. It's a tiny one. Just looking where price may respond off of. Not loving where my current entry is based on everything that's gone on here in NQ. I still am, even though this is going up, I still am favoring somewhat of a move south. My only question is, are we going to take this one more time, and how far up are we going to go on it? Like I said before, would love to see it. It got below that one and close, which is good. Like to see it get below here and close. Come back up and use it as some sort of support. So initially before market open, my thought was, let's run up, let's take some stops. Technically it did, but considering everything that's going on, I got in a hair early. We've got another 1 minute volume imbalance. Hopefully that helps us stay below it. We're getting at 10:06. A lot of back and forth price action here. If I can squeak this thing into some profit, I may get out of this one early if this is what the price wants to do today. I do feel we can get a rundown here though. So I'm looking at having a good target, which initially, like this one, in that low, we ran up high, took stops even though it's close. It did take that one by less than a handle. ES ran up on open, took that one out. did not get up here. My stop is above it. And we continue to want to go north. Usually since I've been in the trade since around 30 minutes now, usually a little bit too long for my liking, but we're in there. I'm not feeling horrible about it, just not getting that strong move down to get us into taking out the swing low and getting below these fair value gaps. See how ES responds off that 5-minute volume imbalance. I think we might have had another one too. Come on. Yeah. Kind of one and the same, but they're a little bit different. So another one right here. 5-minute volume imbalance. No 5-minute volume imbalance is on the other one. Just slowly inching its way higher from going down into, took out those lows, ran back up, did take out this one, haven't went higher yet, but we're just slowly meandering up, which on a Friday I don't love to see. Sometimes trading on Fridays just slowly meanders if you're either on your target or away from you, but it does it kind of in a methodical way where it's going to take its sweet time. Responded right off of that 5-minute volume imbalance. Let's see if we can get a rundown now. Be patient with it if we can. We have another swing low there. That would be nice to see. Taken. Yeah, that Russell had a really nice setup this morning. I'm looking at another chart. I'm not going to pop it up here. All right, see if we can get a strong move down. We have relative equal lows. Right there. Whoops. All right, we're close. If we can clear through that one, let's see if it wants to punch through it and give us a little run. Or it may punch through it and come back up. It just may be going back and forth today. Getting closer in that wheelhouse with NQ. So the swing low, we got that one. The 30-second, we're back up into a fair value gap on the 30-second, pressing up against that 1-minute fair value gap. Like I said before, we'd love to see it close down below these right there. Relative equal lows right now. Get down there and close. On the 30-second it did. Did we close on the 1? Not quite yet. So I'm hoping we're looking forward to continue to go down. Do we kick off of anything in here? Alright, we're slightly in the green on ES, not by much. This could have been an entry right here too. We've got a fair value gap right there. Just touched it on the 30-second. Now it for sure shot it back in there. Alright, so we got the 1-minute fair value gap, 1-minute fair value gap. We also have a 1-minute volume imbalance. Does it touch that? Then want to come back down. So I'm looking right here, the bottom of this. I do like that we took out that low. We're now in the volume imbalance. Yeah, we might have taken that one and wants to shoot even higher. We'll see. Don't love the fact we close above that 1 minute volume imbalance, but let's see if it was just going back up into that 1 minute fair value gap and wants to send her lower for us. Yeah, I got in this one too early on NQ for sure. Should have waited a little bit more and got in somewhere around this vicinity. It's my third contract I did. Still feel good that we're going south. You just always second guess yourself when it takes a little bit longer than you anticipated. So these are holding in this 1 minute fair value gap. And the fact that we're just taking a low and I feel like it wants to go higher, are we just going to chop back and forth here? Or is it going to be enough for this fair value gap here to hold price, at least the bodies of the candles, and still be able to send it down? Just feels one of those setups that if it can just crush through this, come back up and touch it, I feel like we're looking good. We're looking good lower. I really do. So if we keep taking lows here and can't make new highs, that feels better. Should have been a hair more patient, would have a much better entry. Now I'm just waiting for this thing to see if it wants to make a move, just get me back to neutral. Do we want to touch this one or that one and then send it down? A lot of price action in here, a lot of price action in here, which means that if this goes down, this may not be a quick run. 15 minutes after, starting to see a little bit of run down there now. Well, come on, screen. Well, that's promising as I'll get up. Trying to go to the 30-second just to see what's going on. Can we play off these midpoints, play off that open of that candle right here and come down? I think ES has more room to go down a little bit faster and quicker. It's a lot of price action to work through on that one. But we seem to be getting a little bit closer. Or we jumped up into there right off of that open from that green candle. Are we looking on the one? Yeah, it takes a lot of brain capacity, at least for me, when it keeps going this way. Alright, see if we can break through that. So now NQ is starting to make a little bit better move than ES is. But they're roughly doing the same thing, which I'm not hating. Alright, so I did not have a... I'm probably looking somewhere down in here. If it can get there, number one, to take one off. I've got 3 contracts on this one. It's going to be either here, here, or here and be my first one. Alright. It's a lot to get through here too. Let's see what she wants to do. That was the breaker we were using. Goodness. Every time I try and screen grab, it's a little spotty technology-wise. Relative equal lows again. Relative equal lows. Looking at that one too, and then this fair value gap within it. Right here, that volume imbalance, it may run back up and down, and I'm hoping if it does, it kicks her back down. Would love for it not to fill that in. Start taking off south. Here we go. See if you want to keep going. No fair value gaps in that one. Alright, let's see if we want to keep going down. Well, I really thought that ES would have a little more clearance to go down further, but it is not wanting to do it. Not yet anyways. Alright, now we're making a little bit of progress. Alright, if we get down to... I'm just going to get rid of this. I think right down here I would probably take... Well, be patient. I really think it's going to come down there. That might be my first one, but this has been going back and forth and back and forth. So once again, do I feel it's going to continue to go down there? And if yes, am I waiting for this thing? I mean, this may easily give us a run right back up into here too, the way this price action is moving. So if I can get to a point where I'm taking a contract off in profit, I am going to move this stop closer just to minimize some potential damage. See, right here, into that fair value gap, we've got a good buffer in here, I feel. Give that run. Did it take that? Yes, it did. Now I'm hoping it can send us lower. Back up into that fair value gap too. Small one right here. Definitely taking our sweet time today. Do feel good that we cleared this area. This is just one of those days. It's just going to ping pong back and forth, which is why I'm debating if I get another run down, do I just take the whole thing off and flatten it? There we go. I'm hoping that it's going to use that as a little bit of resistance. Just looking at where we're sitting here on a 3 minute on another chart, and what I'm looking at is went through that one. We are currently in the fair value gap right in here on this one. Good thing is this is a strong move down. That is positive, and I feel we've got good targets. What I don't like is even though we tacked that one by less than a handle here, is still relative, equal highs. And this is why I always have to understand, be patient, and understand the market conditions. I mean, I didn't have a ton of money down here, but I was in profit. Might not have been a bad time to look at taking at least something off. 2 minute, we're in a fair value gap. We've got an order block right here with some fair value gaps. I'm hoping that's going to be a acceptable buffer to limit upward movement. Back in the 1 minute. Alright, took that little high out, which I like. Let's also take a look at the fib here. If we are truly going south where this move happened, we're right now at 62% retracement. Don't probably want it to go more than 71-ish off of that current move. Yeah, I just don't like that we're leaving these lows down here. Took these out, not making any new highs because lower high for now, a lower high. Just price really likes hanging around in these fair value gaps right now, which means that this isn't an overly quick market. Let's see if we get anything to push us back down here. Still just hanging around there. It's going further back up into this move than I would ideally like. We're a little bit past the 71% on the fib retracement. If I'm going from this move, which I usually don't, I'll just go from the normal move. We're at 71. So the normal move for me would be from here, actually roughly from here down to here. And anytime I've been in this longer than what I wanted, which is today for sure, I'm looking back to say, all right, what has gone on? Took out a low here, we're climbing back up, did make a new high. I do feel, if I'm looking at being contrarian to what most retail traders would be, they would have some stops here, either be trading a breakout up there. And that's why I wish I would have ran through that one a little bit more, but it didn't. ES is just kind of staying within its wheelhouse. Let's take this off. Staying kind of right where it is. Alright, let's see what we got here. We can get another move going down. Good thing is we still didn't make a new high there. Alright, once again, let's see if we can close below these two fair value gaps. Not quite. Here we just touched into that small volume imbalance. Right here. Let's see if it keeps wanting to go south. If it does, it just does look like one of those days. I don't want to jinx it where it can clear this. Really can. It's just so back and forth that I don't know if it's going to do it, at least within the time that I'm going to be patient enough to wait for it, without trying to squeak higher and higher and higher. Just want to get it below that. Those fair value gaps again. We've got another fair value gap here with a small volume imbalance. It might touch into there. Once again, I'd like to see it close below the bottom of that one. And this is also too, my timing on entries, like I said, isn't the greatest. Why I leave a decent buffer, but I felt strong that, still do, that we're going south, but continue to see things that will second guess it a little bit. So we're back into that fair value gap. See if it wants to use that to send it down, so it already touched in it. Wouldn't be surprised if it jumps up into here, into that tiny little volume imbalance right there. Just the way price action has been going today. Alright, let's take out this swing low and see what we can do. Start giving myself another target here in case I'm not feeling good with the speed at which this is coming down. Alright, we have now closed, even on the 1 minute, below this, which is starting to be promising. You get used to liking certain situations where the few instances where you feel confident where it's going and it goes there in a very short period of time. And today is not one of those days. So I do like that. Once again, I look at, did we take out a swing low, went back in the fair value gap, just spend a boatload of time floating around in here. What do we look like on the 3 minute? We've got a 5 minute previous fair value gap in there. Took out that low. Back into that wheelhouse. Last 2 wicks been respecting the middle of that 5 minute fair value gap on ES. Yeah, those 2 respected it. MQ shot up, took that out, I believe. Yep, right in that volume imbalance right there, that 1 minute one I was referencing before. Love to see it react lower off of that. Not seeing an immediate push down maybe as quick as I would like. But it did go up and in there and hit it. Yeah, not a fluid day. If I can get down into some minimal profit, I just may take this whole thing off. Am I optimistic that we can? Could be another one of those days too where it's not going lower and it just makes you think it is, and then it's going to shoot up and get through these relative equal highs, even though we tagged it here, we swiped it there. It's a little bit too close for my liking. Alright, once again, can we try and get through this one and head down? Just a lot of hanging around right in there. Looking back, just say my time in the mental fortitude of right down there, right off of that one within the first few minutes. Could have been an option, but we are not there right now. Alright, see if we can take this one out. Take it out a swing low. Take out this swing low, would be nice. Just a ton of price action to go through though. Alright, we're almost on that one. There we go. Can we close below the beast with the 1 minute candle? And possibly keep going down. Spending that much time in there, I mean, my target just looks a mile away. Patience, patience, patience. Alright, yes, let's see if we can bust down here and clean up a little bit of what we got. So again, we got some order blocks over here. Alright, let's see if we want to play ball. It might have some sensitivity off of half of this wick up. We'll respond off of this bottom of this red candle here. Hoping so. Pretty sure if we're getting to this wheelhouse, I'm taking at least one off here, if not all of it. Alright, now we're getting in the vicinity of having something here. We want to take that low out right here. Yeah, look at that, halfway. Alright, do you want to take that one? Maybe not. Just get some profit baked in there. Took one off. Didn't get a ton on it. Probably got 30 or 40 bucks, but I want to get something going here. Took one off on that one. Such a low amount left here. I'm not leaving that up there. See, it didn't take it. Took that one, left that one open. I'm hoping we get another run down. Really don't want it messing around in. Stop is tight. I'm hoping we get down a little further here. Come on, see if you want to take it. If it does, I may close this one out. And it may run down there and just crush this right when I'm done too, for all I know. Alright, let's see if you want to chase through it. Oh, I was just taking its sweet time, huh? Taking it. Taking it. Alright, my guess is it's still going to go down here, which is probably going to make me angry, but at the end of the day, it's just back and forth, and it did take that one there too. I'm not the most patient person when it comes to this. I just want to get in and get out. However, it wasn't awful. Early entry here, took one up here, but we got in there. My entry over here at. See, and this is why I got to be more patient. There, down here, a lot of stuff to sit through, but here we go. Watch this. Here, folks, is a lesson in patience. But I was in profit and I took it. See, took it before it got that one. It hit that one. That's not the best target. This one I like, but not willing to wait there. So at the end of the day, made some profit. I'll do a review of this day and see where it takes the rest of the time. My guess is we're coming down here for NQ. Don't know if we're going to have enough energy to go all the way down here, but that was my ultimate one. But I'm happy that I was patient, got out in profit, and as we see right now, even more patience would have been nice, huh? Watch this. And now it's starting to take off. I bet. I don't see how it doesn't come down there and come down here again. Let's see. And now it may move down there very quick. So I'm trying to upset anyone that's using this as their support of their stops. Let's quick up a 30-second look. Yeah. To get going my way. Sometimes I have a little more patience, but it was back and forth, and I figured I wanted to get some profit while I had the opportunity, and I did. Took out that low. My guess is in the next 15 to 20 minutes, we're gonna explore down here and down here. But either way, looking back on it, once it starts going my way, I got to be more patient. I like to get a little too soon to solidify the profits, but we made it in profit. Looking back, my first entry here on NQ, because I was in the first 10 minutes of open, should have taken something right here. And then, if I had not and I had waited, this would have been all 3 intra here would have been much more profitable for me. See, and patience. Patience is needed because this is starting to fall out of bed a little bit. And it's going to go here, and I believe it's going to go there. We'll just wait a second for it. Look at that. Lesson learned. 44 I was out on. Just give it another 3-ish minutes. Yeah. I feel it's going to take that one. Yeah, that would have been easily, all adds up another $100 if I would have held on a couple of contracts on that one. So I'm pretty sure it's still going to go down there, but I'm going to end this for now. On the bright side, never complaining when you come out profit, but I always like to look back and see where was I at, what did I learn, what could have I done differently. But what I liked is I was confident in what it was going to do. Entries weren't the greatest, but I stuck with it, and I did have enough buffer with my stops to ride it out, and it worked.